Please welcome Alex Weber to the stage.
Let's go. Today is about being unstoppable. If I were to ask you, day to day, do we feel unstoppable? Maybe we don't. Maybe in this world of changes and challenges and uncertainty, we feel a little drained, exhausted, stressed, maybe even worried because we're human beings.
One of the best days of my life.
In today's session, we are going to do something very rare and powerful. By the end of today, you will feel lit up to truly be that fullest, greatest version of yourself. Together, you will be unstoppable. Alex Weber here.
To have gone from host to an athlete and competing on Ninja Warrior, that's a big deal.
So inspired. Thank you so much. What a fabulous inspiration.
Your challenges create your gifts. You have been through challenges, absolutely. My question to you, yes, it was hard, maybe even devastating and scary. And what gifts did it create? Now, this system that I'm going to share with you today, I put through the ringer in one of the more intense environments on the planet, NBC American Ninja Warrior.
The world's toughest obstacle course.
I was hired by NBC to show off the course and even attempt the newest, craziest obstacles. So that was season one. My bosses, the producers at NBC, they go, we've been talking, and what if you are good at this? This sport that Olympic gymnasts are failing at? Yeah, for the series to continue, for you to have a job, you need to be good at this. And this is what happened.
I spent so much time in the water.
I promise you that when I failed publicly for the 100th time, splashed in the water, I would look over at the athletes and I would think, there's no way. That's impossible. And I'd see my bosses gathering and I'd try to hear what they were saying because I was terrified that I was gonna get fired because I wasn't good enough. This moment happens with all of us when your life changes. These changes are completely outside of our control, and I was terrified that I was going to lose it all. But in these moments, there is a choice that nothing and no one can touch. And this choice is if you quit or you commit.
It's just another challenge. Ninja.
Alex Weber with a run dedicated to his mom, Dale, who's battling cancer.
We all fall, but how we show up is what decides the results, the outcome, our future.
It's re-energized myself with who I am and what I can contribute to those that are around me.
I just wanted to tell you how hard that hit me.
You just changed my life there, man.
The world is gonna keep throwing challenges our way, absolutely guaranteed. And I promise you have it in you to keep overcoming them. You are unstoppable. Thank you all so much for sharing your time with me today. Thank you so much. We all make mistakes, missteps, miscommunications, have doubts, fears, limits. And sometimes, especially nowadays, those are big and they're loud. But sometimes these doubts, these fears, these mistakes, these missteps, miscommunications that we make each and every day, they can live a little bit closer to home and fester and start to convince us of what I call dangerous lies. Like maybe the things that you really want. Goals is a fancy word for something that we want bad. We want this impact, maybe a mile marker. Maybe as full human beings, we want this kind of relationship or reconnection. Or maybe we just want to feel a little more peace or confidence. Now, these lies are dangerous when we start to believe them. So in our time together, let's begin with a simple, powerful truth. That who you are and what you do matters. I feel so grateful to be in this room, this mission of powering the good. Who you are and what you do matters, and there's ripples to it. Those ripples of impact, of helping people in the community, people in our lives, people at these tables right now. Maybe we won't always get the reception. And maybe in this intense, noisy, busy, hectic world that we're all living in, maybe we feel some of these feelings. Heck, I felt about a dozen of these today. I was outside giving myself a pep talk. I'm like, it's okay, Alex. I am enough. I am enough. So it's all right to feel these feelings, absolutely. But where life asks us a question, gives us the choice of who are we? What if instead of giving the energy and our focus to this negativity, to this noise, we pour it back into what actually matters, which is you? Today is about being the unstoppable you to achieve the goals that matter most for you and for the people who need you because you are needed. I wrestled with this word unstoppable for a while. I thought, is this arrogant or delusional? And then I fell in love with it because I think it's honest. To me, it means that if we want the good stuff in life, we want achievement, we want loving relationships, we want peace or confidence, then challenges are part of the deal. So where other people stop, today is about being the unstoppable you. I'm pumped to be here with you. I'm grateful. We're doing this in 5 steps, and the first is getting clear with courage on the most critical question we can ever ask, which is, what do you really want? I have a belief that there is nothing more powerful in this world than a human being who knows what they want and is all in to make it happen. But this is an intense, busy time. So often we rarely get a moment to really ask this question. And I encourage you, invite you to bring your whole humanness into this today. So maybe there's a desire that's popping up for the impact, the legacy, the revenue, the mile markers that you want to hit. Incredible. Or maybe being a human being, what's popping up for you? You know, maybe you've lost touch with someone you love or you're butting heads, and what you really want is to heal that or reconnect. Amazing. Or maybe there is just a side of yourself that you'd always love to show the world. Before any goal can be real, it needs a shot to appear. Now, a goal that I've wanted very badly is NBC American Ninja Warrior. By round of applause, has anybody seen this competition? Let's go. It's awesome and wonderful and hard. It's called the world's toughest obstacle course. I can vouch for that. 17 years on the air, Emmy nominated, and I'd only seen this like everybody on TV. And I thought, this is outrageous. And then next thing that happened, I got hurled, literally, into the heartbeat of it. And I quickly realized, yup, this is the world's biggest obstacle course. But the hardest obstacle I had to get through out of the gates wasn't outside of me, but in me. I needed to start to believe that this impossible thing could be possible. If we truly are brave, and I deeply encourage you in our time together and throughout the day into this weekend, let's ask that question. What do you really want? What is that goal? What is that vision? And when we find it, we need to claim it. Because if we don't, this busy, hectic, noisy world is going to wash it away. Because the world doesn't care what's important to us. It cares what's important to it. And by claiming it, we're also communicating to these negative brains that you are worth it. I have struggled with not feeling enough my entire life. And I'll never forget when I was living in Los Angeles, I talked to a good friend about it. It must have been an hour. I just poured on. And at the end of the hour, I'll never forget what she said. She looked me right in the eyes and said, "Alex, I'm not your friend. I'm a therapist. Pay me money." I'm like, "You're my best friend, Dr. Gwen. I don't understand, okay?" So by claiming it, we're communicating to these brains that you are worth it, and this might just be possible. With NBC American Ninja Warrior, 17 years on the air, Emmy nominated, to do this sport, you gotta climb 2 stories in the air, hang by your fingertips off these dangling and spinning ropes and climb on blocks, and this stuff would work. You'd figure it out, this is good. Fling your body and grab onto more, and if you miss, you crash 2 stories into ice cold water, red lights ignite, sirens sound, and millions of people watch you as you pick your soggy, failure-soaked self out of the water. It's good times. It's good times. I was hired as a host, not a competitor. I was hired by NBC to be this goofy guy who would interview the athletes, show off the course, and they thought it'd be fun if I actually climbed up there and attempted the craziest obstacles. The idea was that I would just fail for everyone's entertainment. I was really honored that NBC saw that potential. So we headed into the first year. I tried every crazy obstacle, and I succeeded. Thank you at failing. Yeah. I spent so much time in the water. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be in the water. So that was season 1. My bosses, the producers at NBC, came up to me and they said, "Alex, you are nailing it with failing." Blushing, I'm like, "Come on, just doing my best." They said, "Hey, we've been talking, and for season 2, what if you're good at this?" Interesting idea. This sport that Olympic gymnasts are failing at. They said, "Yeah, this fail joke, it's gotten old. For you to have a job, you need to be good at this." Cool, I'm not freaking out. How much time do I have to get ready? They said 2 weeks. Yeah, perfect. That's almost too much time. Yeah. But I said, okay, I'm a positive guy. I'm going to give this everything that I have. And this is what happened.
There it is.
I'm going to talk to some people about.
Whenever you're ready. Oh my goodness!
You're just dripping in shame. Might have noticed a couple more fails in there. But this is the critical difference. Season 1, for my dream job, my bosses asked me to fail. Crushed it. Now, on a dime, it changed. And I needed to be good at this impossible thing, and I was scared. I remember these moments so viscerally. This was in downtown Atlanta, and I'd get there, and part of my job was a host, so I'd still laugh with people, but now my bosses had said, "Hey, climb up there and be good at this impossible thing." So I'd get up there. I was afraid of heights at the time, so I'd be woozy. The stands are packed. The athletes are watching. My bosses, there's cameras, and I'd work up my courage, and I'd touch the obstacle and fall immediately and splash in the water and be so embarrassed. I'm like, "Well, you're never getting up. You live here. You're a merman." And I'd drag myself out of the water, and I would see my bosses huddling up talking, and I would try to hear what they were saying because I was terrified that I was going to get fired. This moment happens with all of us when your life changes. And so often no one checked in on if this was a good time for you. The world does what it does, other people do what they do, and throw a change at us. And even though it's completely out of our control, it impacts us. For me, this was my dream job. I grew up as a bullied kid. I'd watch shows on NBC. Now I'm hosting for it. The athletes have become my best friends. And this job, if you've ever felt this way, maybe you feel this way right now, this position pushed me to become a version of myself that I didn't actually know I could be. I liked this Alex. I didn't want to lose it all. And why would I? Because I wasn't good enough. I didn't have what it takes. All these awful things that my mind, and maybe yours, has been saying our whole lives, what if they're true? And it's going to cost us what matters most. But in these moments, if you've ever genuinely questioned if you have what it takes, maybe that's for a position or a person, but there is a choice that nothing and no one can touch. Whether we quit or we commit. Sometimes when people quit, it's loud. We leave this job, we leave this relationship. I don't believe that's usually what happens. I call it quiet disengagement. We're still showing up. We're showing up to the meetings. We're showing up in our relationships. We're showing up in our lives. But it's not the fullest us anymore. We've just started to dim our brightness, to hold ourselves back a little bit. Why this is so dangerous is because no one's going to know we're doing it. They're just going to think that it's us. But we will. Before we can keep going, I owe it to you to share on the biggest time in my life I quit on myself. I said I was an accident kid. This is the proof. That's my older brother, Zach. My siblings left home, and overnight I became an only child, and I was so awkward in any social setting. And you know how easy middle school is for social life. I was getting bullied by this guy, Joey Lattarulo. I'll never forget him. He'd come up to me in the halls and beat me up and humiliate me in front of everyone. I did see on social media, Joey just had a baby. I did not like the post. Someone also said, why don't you make up a fake name for him? Lattarulo, L-A-T-T-R-U-L-O. He's on LinkedIn. And then I'd come home after school, and it felt like I was getting bullied by one of the first leaders in my life, my dad. I love my dad very much. I'm going to call him later. I know he has a big heart, but he is intense. He's a tough guy. He's very negative, and he, as a leader, is not in control of his emotions. So if he's upset, you're going to know. And I think back to these years, it's hard for me to even look at photos from these years because I hated it. I felt like all I was trying was to hide, to disappear, to not upset anything or anyone. And then another leader came in my life. It was the high school lacrosse coach. Lacrosse was just popular in the town I grew up in, and I just did it because my older brother Zach did it. It was just something that I did. And I think that that is the trap of our incessantly noisy, hectic, busy world, is that sometimes we're just doing the things because we got to do it, especially for our team members, the people who need us. And we don't even know why sometimes we're doing it or what it could mean. And this leader, the high school lacrosse coach, came to a practice, pulled me aside, and in one sentence, changed the trajectory of my life. He just said, I think this could be something for you. If you commit, you give the best to yourself, I think this could be something. I think about that moment all the time because here's a leader and you are a leader. How you show up is of impact and influence on everyone you touch. And just by one sentence, one gesture of care, one offering of direction changed my life. And I think that that's such a beautifully inspiring and powerful question for our team members, heck, maybe even for our loved ones. Hey, what could this mean? What could this unlock or create for you if you did give the best? For me, a scared, bullied kid, this sport, chasing a ball, it could mean friends, confidence. Coach Kark, that was his name, he gave me a dream that day. My dream was to go off and play college lacrosse, and I did. I played 4 years of Division I college lacrosse, highly regarded as the broiest thing you can do. Stifler from that movie American Pie. He really hurt our branding, I got to tell you. It was everything to me. My identity, my source of confidence, the reason I'm at this university. My first season, I came in and started every game. But the next season, I was bigger, faster, stronger, more talented, experienced. I was better. And I got benched every single game. sidelined, fired, lost my dream. Because we can't outwork and we can't outrun our minds and our hearts. The negative voice from my upbringing, the negative voice that we all battle each and every day, it caught up with me. I wanted to do well so badly, but when I fell short of perfect, I would beat myself up so much. Now, what the dangerous trap of it was, is I was still showing up. In fact, I was showing up early and staying late, but it wasn't me anymore that was showing up. I had relegated myself, dimmed my brightness to what I thought was this safe box. The trap is that that's the most dangerous place to be. My coach benched me, which affected my friendships. They got distant. The girl I was dating, we broke up. She broke up with me, if you want to split hairs about it. It all hit me after one game. I'd had my dream and I lost it and I couldn't process it. I started to cry, but I didn't want my teammates to see me, so I ran off to a bathroom stall and pretended to use the bathroom so my friends wouldn't hear me sobbing. I was 19, quit on myself, and lost my dream. The biggest commitment you must keep is your commitment to yourself. Why? Because you are always with you. This is such a noisy, busy, hectic world. There's always something we can look at or escape with or even be overproductive with. But when this world finally quiets down and it's the end of the night, and it's the real voice of us, the real voice of you with you, we're going to know one truth, that we gave in and we quit on you. Or we make a vow, I mean that, a vow, that no matter what the world has done or continues to do, no matter what other people have done to us or might do, and no matter the mistakes, the regrets, the missteps, the doubts, and the limits that we are carrying into this moment right now, what if we always commit to you? Your third key is to commit, to go all in on you. And I ask you this, if there was ever anything to go all in on, can we go all in on your breaths, your heartbeats, your moments of this life, knowing that if we do, it will help everyone we touch? And with brave honesty, what's stopping you from doing it? Now, I've struggled with confidence my entire life. Yes, doing American Ninja Warrior. Yes, doing this. But someone shared this with me and it changed my life. They said, do, then believe. I think it's freeing. It's honest. It means, you know what? You don't actually have to believe in yourself. You don't have to believe in yourself that you can make this level of impact. You don't actually have to believe that you can repair this important relationship. You don't actually have to believe that you have the skills or abilities to show up in this way and show the world a new side of yourself. All that we need to do is take the first action that we can see today, knowing that when we do it, it's going to earn us belief and unlock the next step